For decades, Nollywood has relied on packed cinema halls, blockbuster premieres, and box office bragging rights to define success. But as streaming platforms grow and filmmakers rethink their strategies, there is a bigger question: where is Nollywood really headed? And right now, this conversation is even hotter because of recent statements and posts from two Nollywood heavyweights, Kunle Afolayan and Funke Akindele, over how films should be promoted and how success should be measured in today's industry. Joining us to have this conversation is the one and only Shola Thompson. Shola, thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
Welcome to Take 3, as always. Now, recently, Kunle Afolayan made comments about the pressure on filmmakers to, create content like dance videos and skits to sell their films, saying that it is creatively and physically draining as well and does not always translate to real profits. Now, Funke Akindele, whose films have set box office records, posted online on her IG story, to be precise, because her name was mentioned by Kunle Afolayan in one of the videos where he said, oh, he wonders how people like Funke Akindele and Tony Abraham are doing these things because it is physically draining. But Funke went on to say, telling critics not to let jealousy burn them and encouraging creators to find their own unique path. Now, this exchange highlights a bigger debate in Nollywood right now. Is the future of success in cinema or streaming, and are our current strategies very sustainable? So before we get into it, Shola, we're going to take a look at some of the clips, and then we'll come back and have this conversation.
Two things, really. Number one is that you don't do a lot of collaborations. And number two is that I know you don't like cinema.
Yeah.
So the question is that something that is going to change? Is there a reason why you haven't done a lot of collaborations in the past? And are you doing anything big for cinema soon, given the current landscape?
Okay. For cinema, you're totally wrong. Because I'm one of the people who started all of this cinema gig. Even all this dancing, I started before anybody. And you can ask, I dance in London, even London. So it's not just local. And the likes of Kene are here, when I went hunting and I met the senior Kene and, Odeon Streatham, not even Greenwich that everybody is going now. And this was 2007, 2006, actually. And we did all the runs, but see, it's draining. I want to make a film if you guarantee me that I don't have to dance to sell that film.
How like guarantee?
You and Kene, even Ladron, we've been trying to do things, but what are there we need to come up with all the strategies. How do we sell without exhausting ourselves? I don't know how Funke and the likes of them are doing it, creating all of those kits, every day changing different costumes. I cannot. But I have stories. We have stories we've been working on for like 3 days, and like more than 4 years, and we're willing.
Well, Shola, you heard that right.
Okay, so Shola, when you hear what Kunle Afolayan just said, about feeling the grind, the physical exhaustion from this that they're doing, this physical promotional grind, that it's unsustainable and not guaranteed to profit filmmakers, what do you think? How do you read that tension? Especially given Funke Akindele's, should I say, snapback? Is this a simple, does it show something deeper? Is it a deeper rift? Or do you think it's just about the cinema debates?
I believe that he was actually trying to be nice about it. He was trying to be diplomatic about it. Because you see, beyond just him saying it's draining, what he's really saying is this. You see, as Nigerians, when it comes to particular products, there's something that we tend to do. We tend to, if it's going this way, we don't look long term. We tend to just look at, okay, what can I gain right now? Now, for me personally, I've been very much against the whole dancing idea, because the idea, this is what's wrong. It is no longer about the movie. I can ask you guys sitting there, do you remember what the behind the scenes trailer looks like? You don't, because they are no longer advertising the movie, they're advertising themselves, like, go and watch me, they're advertising personality. And you guys don't know long term how this actually affects the movie industry on the long run. And because we always just disregard or disrespect the Nigerian audience to say, no, that's how we are as Nigerians. You realize that we are making excuses for a lack of creativity. Even when it comes to radio, for example, right? You'd see like adverts back in the days, they always say, no, don't make it creative, just keep it simple and just use pidgin and use this because, a majority of the Nigerian public are not exactly educated. And you realize, and what they realized was when they made the adverts a bit more creative and a bit more interactive or even just playing out some rules, it started working. But then since it has refused to evolve, and now adverts have now become not exactly as enticing, and then, things are changing and it's not seeming like it's even interesting to listen to. Let me use the perfect example, Instagram. If you left it to how people complained when Instagram stopped being, when it was not showing you chronological posts of, okay, this is what this person posted, and this person is you're following this person, so you must see it when they posted it. If a lot of people complained and said, Instagram is going to lose followers. But that didn't happen because Instagram knew long term that will cause a fatigue. People will stop thinking, it will become boring, and then eventually people will start moving off. So what they did was they said, we don't care what you think, we know what you would like long term, and they made it non-chronological. Right now, it's not even about, okay, whether you have your followers watching. Right now, it's just about any post that they deem worthy to be watched is what pops up. So here's my point. Long term, that's how they're thinking. They need to make sure that it is something that is still attractive. Bringing it back to Nollywood, here's my point. There will be cinema fatigue if this particular advertising trend continues. If it's, you just want to dance, let's dance. Okay, we're waiting till Christmas, another dance. What do you think will happen long term when it comes to the way people consume movies? It's going to be boring. We don't even watch trailers. They don't bother with trailers anymore because they believe, no, this is what the public is. But what's going to happen is the guys that are currently benefiting from it will chop their money. When it dies, they move on. Same thing that happened with the streaming platforms when Netflix was here. They did all the nonsense. People were chopping their money. When they left, they moved on. So that is the same problem, the parasitic problem that we've had for a very long time. So it goes deeper. And as I said, I think Mr. Kunle Afolayan was trying to be diplomatic, or let's just say politically correct with the way he put it out there. Because trust me, the statement should be, you guys are only looking at a short-term helpful situation. Long-term, there will be cinema fatigue because it's now boring. You're not focusing on your movie. You're not focusing on, hey, go and watch a good movie. Go and watch a funny movie. Go and watch a movie that will make you happy. No, it is, look at me dance. Go and watch my product. It will be boring. It's no longer about the movie. They don't even need a trailer. They don't even need to call it. Just call it, my movie's coming out next. Look at me dance. And go and watch that in cinemas. And then they can claim those numbers. So one of the reasons it might seem like I'm just saying it as it is here is we have been beating around the bush too much. This idea of, let's try and be. Long term, we are going to mess up the industry, destroy it, and then when it now dies, everybody's going to move on. That's exactly what we're looking at, and that's what's going to happen very soon.
Well, I agree with you actually, but in this way now, I'd like to ask you in this way. For example, I mean, there's always trend, there's always like a shift in trend, how people see things, how people consume things on the long run. But in this particular context now, people are seeing it as the new cool to obviously dance, market their movies, using celebrities, influencers, a couple of people just to, raise the numbers. It's a new trend, right? And things obviously change. People are now kind of shifting to the fact that they want to see these big people, these big celebrities, influencers, make content off TikTok, off social media platforms to obviously like push these movies. And that's the new trend now. Is it not only right as a filmmaker or as a movie person yourself that you just kind of accept this new trend, even though, like you said, it's always good to obviously like have the trailer, just focus on the long term, like you mentioned. But now, looking at what works now, you obviously work with what works for you in the long run, because if it's not working for you, you should not fix it. But in this particular context, it's not working for you, so you have to like find another way. And if the new way is having to dance on the internet, why not just accept it?
It is not just, okay, hey, here's what's working now, it is the fact that they've chosen to just be not creative with it. With the time of Wedding Party, right, what they did, I'm talking about those big movies, was they got everybody interested in the movie. These are the people in the movie, go and watch. So if you're thinking it's because of the dance, that's why everybody just went to go and watch, it worked because it was just one of those, okay, here is a concept for how we can advertise. What's refusing to happen is for people to evolve to, okay, what's the next way for us to make it happen? Now, here, let me tell you what's happening. For example, let's use Hollywood. Right now, there are influencers in Hollywood. There's a guy, right? His name is Jordan Stallion. What he does is he throws his glasses when he says something good. That guy, all of a sudden, right now, a lot of actors go to him to say, okay, or a lot of movie producers or movie studios say, okay, we want him to just basically do a skit with our main actresses or our main actors. Now, that is them using influencers, as you have brought up. That's another creative angle, and there are other angles that they can use. But what's going to happen soon is they're going to stop using him because they know that it's going to be the fatigue of the same person doing the same thing over and over again is going to come up. And that's what's going to happen very soon. Now, you can claim, okay, this is what's trending right now. It is the lack of creativity for them trying to look for another way to actually market or push their movie that is going to cause that fatigue. You might not be able to see it now, but long term, it's like, let me put it to you. So for you that you're listening, that you're watching right now, would you say that it's because of the dance that you went to watch it? Any of you guys in the studio, any of the producers there, any of the cameramen there, anybody there? No, that's not why you would. You're going to watch it because, okay, well, it's Funke Akindele and she's dancing. It's not because of the style of the promotion. Right now, there's a trailer right now for a movie called, it's called I can't remember what it's called, but it stars Zendaya and also Robert Pattinson, right? Now, guess what they did? They just asked in the trailer, so they were going around, what's the worst thing you've ever done? And she said, the worst thing I've ever done is, and they cut. And now everybody's wondering, okay, everybody started vexing. Everybody there was like, oh, how could you ever do this? Guess what's going to happen? Everybody in the comments, and plus me and anybody else, was saying, wait, what did she do that made this guy so upset? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to go and watch the movie to find out exactly what was so bad.
Yeah.
That is people moving forward to tell you that we have to be creative with the way we market our movies so that we can find other ways to keep people interested. There's hardly going to be any fatigue. And we fail to understand something, even with our movie processes, our movie techniques, and a lot of things, that the people that started this thing from way back then, they've done this before. They've seen it before, they've done it before, they've experienced it, they know the way forward. But let me tell you the excuse your movie producers and your movie studios and your movie distributors will tell you. They will keep insulting Nigerians to say we're not smart enough. Now, we can claim that these numbers were made and everything was made. One thing I know for sure is going to the cinema right now is about 10,000 naira average to watch a movie. So you're looking at mostly maybe lower middle class, upper class, and upper middle class, right? And I'm telling you, first of all, this movie, when Avengers, when it comes out, that would involve everybody. Because trust me, I don't think the upper middle class and upper class would have been too keen on watching any of the Funke Akindele movies. And I'm just going to say that out there. And maybe a couple of them would watch. But those guys, plus everybody else, probably lower middle class, would want to watch that movie. I'm going to ask you, will that movie make 2 billion naira?
Well, I don't think so.
So you understand? And then just to keep it safe for everybody, what happened? They now made what's it called? Obasabi Anti. Oh, it made 1 billion. And we're like, in a time when people are struggling to get money, to get tickets, to pay to watch a movie, you are claiming that suddenly there's a burst and everybody made that bank. Come on, let's here's my deal. Let's stop the nonsense. Right? Let's just say this is Nigeria, yes. But let's stop the nonsense. There are a lot of stupid people that will chop it, but there are also some people that can clearly see but are afraid to speak out. So when I say Mr. Kunle Afolayan was being politically correct, trust me, a lot of people, I'm on movie groups, a lot of people are just keeping hush-hush because nobody wants to. But I'm thinking long-term. When they destroy the industry completely because there's this claim and that claim, and the fact that nobody can back it up, and everybody's trying to chase numbers that are not exactly able to be defended, what's going to happen is the whole industry is now going to suffer. And then we're going to be like, oh, where did it go wrong? It's from stupid stuff like this.
Wow. So here's what I want to ask, right? We continue to see that this trend, the trend of using gimmicks as a way to promote movies, it's something, at least I've noticed, that it happens more with people who are putting their stuff in cinemas, right? So is it possible to say, or is it okay to say that streaming will fix this, will fix the shenanigans? If people didn't have to rush for cinema numbers.
God bless you for even bringing streaming, right? Now, if that was so effective, the dancing, your Netflix and your Amazon and your Showmax, why haven't they all of a sudden employed it? Yeah, are they stupid to be like, no, this is what's trending. No, let's not do that. Because they understand that regardless of however this is supposed to play out, you're still supposed to maintain some particular type of identity. And they do not believe that people are there because of that. They know that people are there because of personality. There's something we need to realize, right? A lot of people, the world is shifting to a point where it's personality that sells. I'll tell you what I mean by this. If you have a big personality and you're on YouTube, or you have a big personality and you have a YouTube following, Hollywood is beginning to understand that just through your YouTube, you can actually say, hey, I'm putting a movie out there in cinemas. It happened recently with a distribution company where the guy did not have any distributors, right? And because of this, when he tried to put his movie out that he made for only $700,000, there was no distribution company. Cinemas were not showing it. But because he had a lot of followers, guess what those followers did? They kept emailing the theaters. Hi guys, we're not seeing this movie. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So after a while, those theaters had to start showing his movie. Other people picked it up because those theaters picked it up. And guess what happened eventually? The guy made $17 million. So what I'm saying is personality. Wow. We're shifting to a point where if you have a big personality, it is going to sell your movie. And that is what is selling for Funke Akindele and the likes. It is not really about the dance. It is, I like her. Oh, she's dancing. Okay, cool. But I like her. Mr. Kunle dance now. Did he not dance for his movie? How much did he make? He barely hit 300, or and that my point is about the personality. But he even also has a personality as well. So with the question you just asked about streaming right now is even still requesting that you go to cinema because they want to make sure that they are hedging their bets. If they're going to pay this much money to make sure that they get to show your movie, they want to ensure that at least people are actually interested in it because the Nigerian market is a very, very weird market. It is such beyond just what the numbers are showing and the fact that we have a very, what's the word I'm looking for here? We have a herd mentality where you can't really tell exactly, even when you go to the comments, when people make statements about different topics and so on, if you read the comments, you realize the lack of education or our education system is so messed up that I'm very sure if foreigners read some of our stuff, they'll be like, are these guys really thinking like this? Like somebody getting a snake bite and somebody saying maybe it's a spiritual attack. Anyway, I digress. So streaming is basically the situation where they know, right? They know that, okay, we have the power. You guys try to go to your cinemas, the cinemas chops your money, you invest like 100, your movie makes 300 million. By the time you pay your investors, you probably only get like 5 million naira as a profit after you've done all of them. So they know by now that you will want to come to them. So because of that power they have, trust me, their shakara is plenty. And so because of this, they've reduced the budget that they have allocated to the Nigerian movies. So it is not even still, streaming is, right now, Netflix, maybe they threaten Netflix. Netflix is moving out of Nigeria. Guys, if you go out of Nigeria and you don't show Nigerian movies, they're not showing Nigerian movies as much. You will see how many people subscribe to Netflix. You are making all that noise. There are only like 120,000 subscribers for Netflix in Nigeria. When South Africa has like times 10 that, and you guys are performing proud. We are such a stop it. The thing is, it almost seems like they're like, let's just let that's what it looks like. So, and it's until we fix our own issues. Until we do that, it's not going to change. Trust me. And let me just add this because I know we're because of time.
Yes.
A lot of the people in the industry, a lot of people, and because I'm on many groups, a lot of them are worried. I hear them. They are worried. Investors are thinking this is basically this has to be passion. This cannot make proper business sense to want to invest. And then a lot of other people are thinking about other ways to make sure that they can invest so that they can claim some profits, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So because of all of this, trust me, the movie industry is not exactly in the best situation right now. Anybody that wants to put a movie at the cinemas, there are a lot of raised eyebrows.
Okay. Wow. What a way to end this conversation. As always, thank you so much, Shola Thompson, for joining us on the show today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I love joining you guys. So you just be like, what was I saying to what
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Shola.